Gospels. 24/7. Yeah, and more. The word, salvation, healing. 24/7. Right here. Gospels TV takes you high onto the sky. Gospels TV on sky takes you high. Yeah. Everything you need, everything you want, everything you think, everything you say. Gospels TV. Spread the word.
Yeah, welcome back to G Love Radio, and we're also live on Gospels TV on this wonderful Saturday morning. The time is just gone 15 minutes on the downside of 10, and we are so blessed to be back here today. I tell you, today is gonna be a different ball game altogether because it's elections in Ghana. They started yesterday, Friday, the 7th of December, and has run into Saturday because a lot of things went wrong, and you know, there's so much. But without wasting time, let's go over to Brother Jeffrey. Jeffrey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning,
I'm
sir?
doing pretty good.
How is everything going?
I think everything is moving on very smoothly.
We thank the Lord and bless the Lord for this wonderful morning. Take over and go with us.
Thank you so much for today, a blessed day. I just want to welcome our listeners on this very great day, a historic moment for all Ghanaians. My name is Jeffrey O.N.K. Prempeh, as you are aware, and I will start by drawing our attention to last week's one of the scripts that turned out not to be quite true. We reported that there was...
Jeffrey, let me come in. I think I did a disservice to Gloria. Let's welcome Gloria. Gloria, good morning, and how are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing very fine.
Okay, how was your week today?
My week has been awesome.
All right, we bless the Lord. Now, Jeffrey, you can go ahead.
Yes, you know, I think that was actually my fault. I should have acknowledged that Gloria was...
Yes, your co-host. Yes, all right, so, that's fine.
That's
fine.
I hope our audience... But then what is really at stake here is that last week we reported about an incident that happened in Kumasi concerning Honorable Dr. Opoku Prempeh. In his course of campaigning, house to house and door to door campaigning, there was an incident that happened between one of his operators, one Gausu, and then also one Morpheus. And I reported that the Morpheus guy is dead. Unfortunately, that was not quite an accurate information. We had some corrections from our field officers, and then they let us understand that that was not quite the case. Actually, we were relying on some informations that were coming in, but they were reporting according to their interest. So those information didn't turn out to be true. Morpheus is still receiving treatment, and the issue is quite not as bad as it is right now. The police have taken over the investigation. Dr. Prempeh has been at the police station to give his side of the story by writing a statement, and they are on top of their game. So everything is moving on quite smoothly. Haven't corrected that. You understand and you know and you are following the trend in Ghana today, which is the elections that finally is here. We've been going around this election process for quite a time now, and it is just quite amazing how this thing has been conducted so far. It's been very, very peaceful, And we just want to say a word of thank you to all the concerned institutions in Ghana who have actually contributed to this peaceful environment. We will not say it is completely and outrightly to speak, so peaceful. But when you talk about 1%, 2%, 3% of a deviation, that really doesn't matter a lot. We can say that if you are Ghanaian today, you should be proud of yourself, as I am very proud of myself today as a Ghanaian for what we have been able to accomplish. So far, we do know that in Africa, elections are marred with violence and disputes and challenges. But in our holy country, Ghana, so far this is our sixth. And we should be proud of ourselves by saying to whoever that, look, we know what we want and we know how to get there. The election has been very, very successful. We should congratulate the EC, the Electoral Commission, for the outstanding job that they have done. And also we should congratulate all the Ghanaian individuals and institutions who have allowed us to reach this stage.
Yeah, we want to commend Ghanaians for the peaceful manner with which they've been conducting themselves. Yes, Gloria, what do you have for us this morning?
Well, I was also following the elections, and according to the NDC, I think they are about to win. They are over 50% now, so
okay.
we're following up.
Jeff, what's the first thing? I actually want to talk about some of the things that, because I watched the whole day yesterday. I was watching Joy FM online and Joy News Television, and some of the scenes were so interesting. I mean, people who went to sleep at the polling stations the night before. You know, some got there as early as 1 a.m., you know, the dawn of Friday. And some had, you know, rocks put in place as usual, you know, the way they do it in Ghana, with their names on it. And then others also went with mosquito coils by them, you know, etc., etc. It was so interesting. And that people just wanted to get there. But the first thing I want us to talk about is this biometric machines that they are using. I mean, that seemed to have failed the EC big time since elections. I mean, once upon a time it was just your voter's ID card, and then they will check, and you know, then I don't know why they decided to do the biometric, but that seemed to, you know, has failed miserably. Why did that happen?
Well, I agree with you 100%. Honestly, I think that, look, with technology that has emerged, if you look at the trend, the global trend, everybody is moving towards technology. And Ghanaians cannot afford to be left behind. And if you concentrate on the old way of doing things, it may be accurate. But at the same time, when technology emerges, you have to try it. Now, unfortunately, the biometric machines did indeed disappointed a lot. It didn't perform at all. I quite remember Asiedun Ketia, one of the secretaries of, I think the general secretary,
general secretary of
the NDC. Yeah. He actually proposed that we need to have a pilot studies of these biometric elections. But when he said that, it was not received very well by the other opponents. They were talking about, whoa, this guy has a mischievous agenda and some ulterior motives. So it was not bought. And now we're seeing exactly
what the man foresaw.
You know,
exactly.
Because some of these machines, you cannot really rely on them 100%, especially when
let me tell you what happened yesterday.
Okay.
A lot of people will put their fingers on and the machine will not read.
Okay.
And now they had to go and buy Coca-Cola to use it to wash their hands. Some were using Coke, and they were saying Coke was the most effective one. That once you use Coke in washing your hands, when you put your hand on the thing, it reads. Others were using petrol. People were using all manner of things to wash their hands in order to get the machine to work. Now, like you're rightly saying, why wouldn't they try and test it before they put this thing to this magnitude of scale? And then the thing failed miserably. You know, another question I'm asking is that, what does it take to computerize this whole system? Because laptops are available today. Okay. Internet, mobile internet, where you use this little modems that you plug in, are also available. So why is it that for the 26 polling stations, in 26,000 polling stations, you know, across the country? So are we saying the government, with the aid that the Netherlands government is giving Ghana for these elections, cannot afford to buy 26,000 computers, laptops that can be transported and run on batteries, you know, or if you even have to charge the batteries, and let people vote so that, you know, we won't have to carry ballot papers and count them as they were counting. One, now the people have gathered, the whole people who are supposed to vote and go are standing there counting. 1, 2, 3. What is wrong with Ghanaians at this day and age? Gloria, first, let me come to you. What is wrong with Ghanaians?
My first question is, why would Coke try to help? For what? You should disinfect your hands, actually, the fingers very well. So there is no anything in Coke that will disinfect the fingers.
Ghanaians are very good in improvising. Okay. So I don't know who gave them that idea. But then, Joy FM presenter was saying that, yes, when they use the Coke in washing their hands, when they put their fingers on,
you may be able to read. Okay.
So I don't know how that came about. But even like I'm saying, some people were even using petrol.
Okay.
But my point is that the biometric alone is not enough. We go to elections 4 years. It's a major decision for the country's direction. So whatever money it takes in getting the right equipment, in making the elections run smooth. Okay. America has over 200 million people. Ghana, the registered voters are only 14 million, we are told. Okay. All right. And if we cannot count 40 million votes under 24 hours, like they do here, and now voting has even extended to 48 hours, it creates unnecessary confusion.
That's right.
Jeff, your take on that?
Well, I have a different opinion about this. If you look at the whole trend, if you look at the Electoral Commission, to me, they have done extremely well. In the sense that we really cannot compare Ghana to some of these developed nations here who have been conducting elections for what only God knows. Of course, we cannot also say that because we are underdeveloped, we will not do the right thing. But if it comes to the biometric machines and also the internet voting that you rightly pointed out, well, the internet voting, there are so many things that can go wrong. First of all, the most important concern is manipulation. People can easily manipulate.
Because I wasn't talking about internet voting, that the people should vote on internet. I am saying that the people will go to the polling station, and instead of voting on paper, with the same process that today you are able to access your account, by the same thumbprint, they just have to thumbprint, and it will register onto the laptop. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. The laptop is right at the polling station. So if you vote for Nana Addo, it registers on the Nana Addo. Okay. The software registers on Nana Addo. If you vote for Mama, it registers on the Mama. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay. It's a system that just needs to be built. Okay. So that I'm saying that at the end of the day, okay, every party agent there verifies that this is what the computer has input. When the computer is placed down, everybody knows that it's 000. So nobody can manipulate it. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yes. Anybody that registers, the thing goes. At the end of the day, straight away, you can project that computer onto even a large screen. So people knows that in the course of the counting, at the end of the polls, Mama got 20, Akufo-Addo got 25. Or whoever. You understand? Now they are still carrying ballot boxes and walking. This morning on Joy News, they were saying that yesterday somebody was driving and met one of the EC officials with a biometric machine that has broken down. And the guy was running to go somewhere else to go and find where he could get a spare one. People queue for hours. So I'm saying that it's not an improvement from 4 years ago.
Absolutely.
Or 8 years ago.
Absolutely.
So I am saying that let us stop this. We are underdeveloped. We are, developing. We are 55 years old. Next year we are going to be 56 years. But when do we want to be developed? When we are 70?
Okay, no, you see, the whole thing is, unfortunately, in as much as you and I see it differently, we see that there is something that can be done to improve the system. But it is not being improved according to our interpretation and our observation. But what I really do think is this, that there are very, very efficient people out there who belongs to that group of, like the Electoral Commission or the committee that has been set up to oversee these type of machines and stuff like that. There are indeed very smart people with PhDs and all those things. What we are talking about, I believe strongly they have considered them, okay? But when they zeroed in on certain procedure, the procedure is not fault-free. We will have to go through it and find the fault and then do something like, we have to learn something from that and then make some corrections, like a lesson learned. Now, these biometric machines, unfortunately, has failed miserably.
I am just telling you, sir, we must learn to do things, because and then whatever you do in your country is seen around the world. So this picture I was telling you about Akufo-Addo and the bodyguards are next to him as he's voting. It's on the web. So what I say, and I'm saying that where is,
it's not necessary.
Exactly.
Well,
the whole point. No. Yeah. Let's do things and do them properly. I'm not saying that don't have security men.
What I'm trying to say is, you have your system. Now, that is your standard, and it works for you.
Let's quickly take something from Ghana.
0.31%, 50.31%. The flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has 48.27. So again, out of 140 constituencies, the NDC's President John Dramani Mahama has been able to record 50.31%, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been able to record 48.27%. The remainder is shared across the other smaller parties, if you will. And let me introduce you once again to my panel.
Okay, so that is the latest update of the elections. Today we are taking you live to Ghana whenever. So the election result that you heard is from 140 constituencies right now. Jeffrey, please go ahead and say what you wanted to say.
Yes, I was saying that, look, that picture was on internet or in a Facebook, all right. But I don't think it is that terrible. The most important thing is he has his security right there. You see, one of the things is this. The people here, Europe, United States, they understand that our standard is not the same as their standard. Okay? So when they see something like this, they accept it. As long as we don't see violence, people don't try to overrun that type of system, it is fine because it works. Now, if you say that it needs to be modified, it needs to be redone, to reflect a higher standard, fine. We will get there someday.
Get there. That's what I wanted to say.
We will get there someday. And like you rightly pointed out, it's about time we probably get there. But we're still in the process. And we will get there. Because it used to be
in another 100 years.
Well, if it takes 100 years,
you see, that is
a progress.
You see, that is
different, right?
No, you see, that is the sad thing. That is the sad thing. Then that statement Kwame Nkrumah made, 55 years ago, is not true. That the black man is capable of handling his own affairs. It is not true.
It is true.
Well, if it is true, then it shouldn't take us 55 years for us to learn basic things. These are so basic. These are so fundamental that it doesn't make sense when you see those things. For me, when I see those things, my body itches because it just doesn't make sense. This day and age, it just doesn't make sense. You understand? When you say we will get there,
yes,
it is. We are not going to get there because you see, the reason why we are not going to get there is that we are not progressing. We are not progressing.
One of the things
because otherwise, 20 years from when we started, this Fourth Republic, we should not be having what we are having right now. We are not progressing. I am saying that if a person will progress, look at Apple. Let's use Apple as an example. They started with iPod before they came to iPhone, and then move on to iPad. Today, they are the biggest selling, as a matter of fact, the richest company in America right now. That is what you call progress. And we should always look at people who have succeeded in life and emulate them. We can't say that Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire had elections and they were in turmoil, so attitude, it would not help us.
If you talk about Apple, it's an outstanding example. But there are also other companies that has been established for hundreds of years. Talking about AT&T has been there for a long time. Ford has been there for a long time. The question is, it's not falling.
But
it's the ability to fall and then get up and move on.
Listen. Let's take Ford, who has been there forever. The Ford F-150 trucks that they did 20 years ago. Would you say that the Ford F-50 trucks that we have today are the same?
They're not.
Exactly. Because they have moved 20 years ahead of their time. Today they are doing trucks that has internet radios in them.
That is true.
We have GPS systems in them. 20 years ago we didn't. So I am saying to you here that why are we voting? Because we are seeking development. And I'm saying that if the people we are voting for are not even development oriented and think that it has to take another 100 years for us to do basic things, then my brother, we have problems. I am saying that, look, if you're going to have bodyguards who are professionals that knows where to stand when they have to stand. You don't have bodyguards who stands the picture is disgraceful. For a presidential candidate and the bodyguard looking into the box, the guy was staring directly into the box.
But that's the mistake of the bodyguards. They need to be trained properly.
Exactly. So who trains them? Or did they call them from Malata?
They have to.
Who trains them?
Obviously somebody.
That is the point that I am making, my sister. That is the point. My point is that whatever you put out there, make sure that the thing flies. Do things and do them properly. If you are going to have private security, train them. You understand? And tell them that when you go into public, the man is not the one who you should be looking to. You look for the potential attacker to that man. You understand?
So, let me say something.
Let me tell you something about Ghana police and security people. When they go to stadium, they are there to protect the people. When they let them into the inner perimeters, they go and they sit down and watch football. When you look at football from the European countries, all the ushers who wear the yellow vest there for security, they have their backs turned to the pitch and then they watch the crowd. Because your job there as a security person is to look into the crowd and see who is coming to the field. But Ghana police and the security, when they go to the park, they are supporting us. They are supporting Kotoko.
You see, now you're talking about that. How much more the securities who were, it's like they do their things a little bit different.
It is not different. It is that they need to be trained and told that, look, you are going on a duty to go and be a security guard in the stadium, not to go and watch football. This is the point that I am making.
It's all about the training. They need more training.
The points that you are making are judgmental points. Okay? Because you want some people to meet a certain level of your expectation.
It is not my expectation.
Of course, that's what you are saying.
No.
It is Bob Marley who sing a song.
You can suggest and write a letter to them. It's an encouragement.
You see, it is not. You see, 1 + 1 is 2. It's nobody suggesting.
It's always going to remain 2.
Exactly. So if somebody comes and say 1 + 1 is 3, you understand?
Ask the person to prove it.
You don't even have to ask the person, because you and I know that 1 + 1 is not 3.
But it's not always 2, though.
Oh, my brother, 1 + 1 is 2. That is the accepted norm. Anything outside that is not norm. So we are talking about things that are normal, things that we see around the world. And I'm saying that the people who are developed, they are the people we look up to. How are things done in the developed world? It's not my opinion. It is what we are learning. Look, we are sitting down here today analyzing what is going on in Ghana. If we don't have the ability to analyze, then we will not be here. But you are here. I am here. She's here. And we are analyzing the situations, because we want to see a better Ghana. Not a better Ghana agenda, but we want to be proud of that country. That whenever CNN shows Ghana, we are not a laughing stock. That is what I am talking about.
All right. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think this has been very lively discussions, and you've been following us with this election, which is so historic. And so far, the last update was that 140 constituencies have been reported, and it looks like NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is leading by very few points. So we will have to continue to wait for the rest of the constituencies to report before we can actually declare who the winner is. So far, there has been few disappointments of both the NDC and the MPP. I say the NDC and the MPP because they are the most prominent contenders. The rest of them are polling somewhere around 0.3, 0.5%, which at this point in time, they are non-factor. But the real contention is between NDC and then NPP. Some prominent parliamentarians that we reported to you earlier on, Samia has lost her seat, which is just not very great for the CPP party. And then also Hannah Bessew also. So it's been very lively discussions, and we were hoping that you have your own contribution to call 6822272276 to let us hear from you. But I think the time is very far spent. Probably you will have to write down your comments, and then hopefully next week when we come in, we will listen to you, and whatever we have, we will let you know, and also we will also listen to what you have for us.
Yes, Gloria, what do you have before we go? I mean, do you have anything you want to say concerning these elections before we go?
Yeah, since this election has not ended up yet, we all pray for peace, for them to calm down, and we are happy to hear the results by tomorrow of our new president, who is, I mean, it is Dr. Dramani Mahama or maybe Akufo-Addo, who knows?
Who are you cheering for?
Actually, I'm cheering for Mr. Mahama.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
We have one NDC, one MPP. Because you are a full MPP man. I am the only neutral person here.
Well,
yes.
At this point in time, let's leave it like that.
Okay.
Live on G Love Radio. Radio. Love Radio.
You're in the mix. In the mix with
The G.
Christian information.
Live. G Love Radio.